Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, and coming at you today with a VeVe Omi update video. A little bit of Dacat as well. Guys, if you're new, welcome. For not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon, smashing that super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. Well, super chats I can't do, it's not live. So I just read Gargoyles and Fantastic Four #1. It was one of the comics that had sold out on VeVe recently. They have one every week now that sell out. It's 1,000 units. It did well. And I'm glad I read it. I loved the Gargoyles when I was a kid. I love Fantastic Four. That's actually one of the only movies I've seen this year. And I'm happy I read it. It was, to me, it was worth the read. I paid $8 for it. Got an uncommon, unfortunately. But again, I'm happy I read it. Dacat is better. And the reason I bring this up is because this is about all the IP that VeVe could get with the Paramount collab. You liked that video yesterday. I'm about to do it again, but I have to let you know right now. The Dacat story, that is better than that one. Not only, like, that one was 28 pages, and it was cool. Tony Stark's in there as well, and that's fun. I didn't expect him to be in there, and he was. Spoilers. But I really want VeVe to own part of Dacat, because I know what Dacat's going to do. I read a lot of comics that come out every Wednesday. I'm not trying to toot my own horn here. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. Just as a comic book reader, Dacat, the story, it's just better. Anyway, speaking of IPs that VeVe could have on the app outside of Dacat, you liked the video I did yesterday, so I figured I'd hit you with another one. Angry Beavers, that's another thing that Nickelodeon has, and that ran from 97 to 2006. That was actually one of my favorite shows. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to get a ton of characters there. It's mostly just going to be the Beavers. There's going to be a couple of things that they could get. You could have some salmon on there. You could have mom and dad. You could even have their siblings that they kind of got kicked out for. But for the most part, it's just them. There was I have a story, I'll save that for another time, having to do with smell and Norbert stinking and being sprayed by a skunk. And a whole box of lickety splits. That's something that, again, they could probably get 2 drops out of, and people would be like, yeah. So it's a great IP. It was a great show, but there's just not a ton of characters like there was on, let's say, Cat Dog. So Cat Dog is another one where one fine day, a woof and a purr, and you have that one, and you could probably you could have it like, you could have a dog one, you could have a cat one, you could have like some type of crafting where you get them both. You could have Fat Cat when Cat becomes a business person, where he's up there with Barry the baboon, Barry the ape. You could have Winston, you could have the Greasers, there's a whole ton. You could have Dog when he's super jacked. There's a whole ton of drops that you could do with that. I would say you could be able to get a good 6 months to, I'd say 6 months out of them. Cat Dog being one, Grease would be another, the movie where they find like the family, the house that they're in. Again, Winston's cool. Yeah, you could probably get a good 6 months out of them, maybe a year if you really push it. But that's one of the ones that I think would be awesome as well. Then you have Wild Thornberries, another one. This one is going to be pretty similar. There's a bunch of really awesome one-off characters that they have, like in every place that they go to. Like there's a little cheetah cub that they have. There's this Rosario Vega mystery woman that they had in one episode. But you have Eliza, you have Debbie, kind of the girls, and then I didn't know this was played by Tim Curry for years, but Nigel Thornberry. And I promise this is not me having like a freak out autism moment. This is something that Nigel actually does in the show, where he goes, God, if we got Nigel doing that, I'd pay $100 for that to mint it. Like, just, I don't care how many of them there are, I'd pay $100 just to be able to mint that. That would be so good. You have the mom, I forget her name. Obviously, you have Donnie that speaks in gibberish, and then you have Darwin the chimpanzee, which is really cool. So I'd say with this, just from that, not including the boar thing that she uses to get her powers, you could probably get another good 6 months out of the drops for that. There are other characters as well. I think her grandpa's really cool. Her grandma's like, okay. But you could have them in a bunch of different things. Like, give me Nigel Thornberry any day of the week. Give me like some of the animals that they have on there, and Eliza can like say stuff to each of the animals. That would be really cool. You could probably have drops for it, but I'm an animal freak. I was a veterinarian assistant for the better part of a decade before I joined the military, so I love all types of animals. Give me animals, I'll buy them. Most other people probably wouldn't. They'd be like, okay, this is a leaf nosed bat. I don't. Why do I care? But I would buy a lot of them. Anyway, moving on past the wild thornberries. Number 10, SpongeBob SquarePants. My good golly gosh, this could be its own video. SpongeBob is one of the greatest animated, the first few seasons, all right? We're not going to go like, oh yeah, all 15 seasons. Like, the first 3 seasons of SpongeBob is some of the best animated television that has ever been in the world, bar none. And I say this as an anime lover that loves Fruits Basket, an anime lover that loves Dragon Ball Z. And this is like, that's like old school. It's like, my guys, I don't care if it's One Piece. I don't care, and I love My Hero Academia. I don't care if it's Attack on Titan, and that's all great. I love them all, but the first few seasons of SpongeBob had such a hold on millennials. One of my good friends, her name's Ashley, the first time I ever met her, we just immediately started quoting SpongeBob to each other. I don't know how we knew that we were both did it like that, but we did. And SpongeBob and Patrick, boom, whatever they mince they are, sell out right there. Squidward, same thing. I feel like as an adult millennial, a lot of us identify with Squidward more than they do anyone else. Sandy Cheeks, God, that first episode with Tiny Tim with the just, whose first words were, "Can I take your order?" Oh my God, that is, I feel like that was just a thumbnail for like a Pokemon pack opening. You could, all right. So we had SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward, Sandy Cheeks. You have Mr. Krabs. You have Pearl. You have Plankton. You have Karen. His AI computer, which that could be insane in the VeVe verse. Larry the Lobster. Fran, and these are just like, you have Mrs. Puff. You have so many people. Who's the Dutchie the pirate? I can't believe they call him Dutchie. There are so many amazing things that they could do with. You could actually have the Chum Bucket as a collectible. You could have the Krusty Krab as a collectible. They do so many things. They do so many outfits. You could have SpongeBob in coral reef blue number lipstick. It's there was a little thing about SpongeBob years ago. I was like, see, he's gay. He's part of the LGBTQ thing. He's actually just asexual. He reproduces by budding. So that's what it was. But yeah, they could do so much stuff with SpongeBob. You could have drops for years, like every month for years, and they would consistently do really well. After that, Rocket Power. This is number 11 on the list, started in 99. That theme song was one of the most epic things. Like, we are riders on a mission. Like, that was like our like Sasagio, like Attack on Titan season 2. God, that was so good. They had Tony Hawk in an episode. They had like just the 4 kids in general. Squid that never unpacked his shorts. Otto Rocket, Reggie Rocket. Reggie had like a sister. I forget her sister's name, or cousin, whatever it was. Twister was cool. Then you had Raymundo, the dad. You had Tito, the Hawaiian dude, teaching the squid how to surf. Squid just had like super good reflexes. My guys, there could be a lot of good ones with that too. You could have the shack, I think it was called. You could have the surfboards. You could have Peony. You could have like all of them on like their wild and crazy missions that they went on in the big tournaments where they Waiki Kamukau. There's a bunch of other ones, like we'll get to them in another video when you have like Timmy Turner and Jimmy Neutron and the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour. But again, these are just some of the things that Paramount has. We went over 5 yesterday. We went over Doug, Rugrats, Ren and Stimpy, Rocko's Modern Life, and Real Monsters. We went over Hey Arnold as well. God, Hey Arnold's so good. But yeah, this one, with Angry Beavers, Cat Dog, Wild Thornberry, SpongeBob, and then Rocket Power. And then I talked a little bit about the cat because it's epic. Anyway, we'll get to other stuff in other videos, providing that you guys still like them. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. And everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love this game. Meow.